Alright, what's going on, you guys? It's Kevin the Full Metal Ginger. Finally back, man. Sorry for all the internet problems. Just nothing I could really help. But the guy told me that apparently they've done repairs and upgrades on the lines or whatever that the fuck it is that they had to do. So I've not had any problems out of it. So if you're seeing this, I guess it's all ready to go. So hopefully it'll stay that way. So just wanted to apologize for the delay. Anyway, wanted to talk about today. I did the 10 CDs for $50 on Hells Headbangers once again. Third time I've done this, I think. And, man, you guys really got to go check this out. All kinds of shit on there. Things, like, for me, I get really caught up on certain albums that I want to pick up. And then there's always, 10 or 15 other ones that have to elude me because I'm so focused on these other ones. And, I don't always have the money to go out and get everything. So what makes this deal so awesome is they're putting really great releases in there, and you can get them for a good price, a really cheap price. And it's just really nice to be able to go back and pick up all the albums I've been missing out on. And most of these are from last year anyway. If they're not from last year, they're reissues that did come out last year or somewhere in the general area. So it's just really nice to be able to go back and finally pick all these up. So that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today, just going through these 10 CDs. Just really glad to finally have them. Listening to Barbarity, Ingram, whatever the fuck, 2009, I believe. Everyone knows this fucking album by now. I see everybody on the face of the earth showing this, so no need to talk about it ad nauseum. Oh, shit. So the first one we have is a fucking release that I knew I had to have when it first came out, and it's just finally getting around to getting it. This is Cemetery Lust, Screams of the Violated. This is actually a 2012 release, but Hells Headbangers reissued it last year, I believe. No, it was 2015 when they reissued it. So I don't remember where what label it actually came out on. But it's just I'm really glad to have it. So 2012 release, but reissued 2015. Just some Black Death from fucking Portland, man. This is rape metal, as they like to call it. It is very sexually deviant, very putrid, very fucking raunchy, perverted. Just really focusing on the sexual depravity. To me, what it reminds me of is like a more sexually deviant Sarcophago, I guess. And it's a really fun listen, really thrashy, very fast, really lo-fi, which is what I love, man. Anymore, all the shit I really want to listen to is the lo-fi stuff, the thrashier shit, the really dirty, underground, probably not the best analogy, but, the DIY fucking approach to any kind of music is what I really dig. I don't care if it sounds like shit, I just really kind of appreciate that sound. And it's just, bands are probably going for that, but I kind of appreciate when a band isn't, and that's just kind of how it comes off. So I'm not saying this is or isn't like that, but I just really appreciate that type of sound. Fucking great thrash album. Again, yeah, it's sleazy as fuck. It's all about sex and fucking death and depravity. Just a killer fucking album, man. I've listened to this one probably the most. And it's just a really, really fun listen. I picked all this up probably about almost a month ago, so I'm just getting around to fucking talking about them. But yeah, songs like fucking Perverted Aggressor, Sexual Maniac is my favorite, Resurrected Horror, and then you have like Black Angels of Hell, Possessed Confessions. It's just a fucking great release. We'd love to see these guys live. Fucking brilliant band. Love everything they do. And this is their debut full length, oddly enough, so go check it out if you haven't. Cemetery Lust, Screams of the Violated. Next up is an album that I'm really having a hard time describing and being able to talk about. Because I can tell you what it is, but then going into detail about it has just been very difficult for me for some reason. And I'm sure there's more people who could do it a lot better than I can, but I don't know what it is about this album, and I've listened to this one constantly trying to, come up with something to say about it. And it's not that it's a bad album, I absolutely love it, it's just, I don't know what it is, I'm just drawing a blank when it comes to describing it. This is Temple of Void, of Terror and the Supernatural. This is their debut full length from 2014, put out on Shadow Kingdom. Hells Headbangers is always doing stuff for Shadow Kingdom. And what's really cool about this, besides this being the 2015 reissue, this is another band with Mike Dottie from Acid Witch. He plays in Nuke. He does a whole bunch of other things as well. And they did just put out their second full-length Lords of Death this year, which I need to get that one as well. But the best way I can describe it, it's like you take Asphyx and Autopsy, put them together, and then sprinkle in a little bit of progressive stuff. I just don't really know what to say about this album. I absolutely love it. It's a fantastic record. It's just your death doom, but it's not very typical. God damn it, I just don't know what to say about this fucking album. It's a great album. Go listen to it yourself. Just very, very cool. And what I really like about this is Mike is doing vocals on this release, but he also does all the guitars for the instrumental To Carry the Corpse Evermore. And it really breaks up the mood. It's a very different type of track than the rest of the album, which is, again, like I said, death doom with like progressive stuff sprinkled in. I don't know, man. This is just a really, really interesting release. A very cool album, a very interesting album. Love the artwork, obviously. It's fucking beautiful. And, just go check it out, listen to it. I just don't know what to say about it, but, again, great fucking record. And speaking of Nuke, I got some Nuke. It's the self-titled debut full-length from 2016. Yeah, this came out last year. Speed metal from Detroit. What's cool about this, outside of Microdotty, like I mentioned before, it's got Richie Riot, who also plays in Shitfucker as Demon Bitch. He just does vocals on this release. And what this album is, it encompasses everything I fucking love about heavy metal. You've got the speed of the guitars, the energy it brings, it evokes like, emotions like passion and power. It just makes you fucking want to rock out. The guitars are just fucking brilliant, very blistering guitar work, and I really love the guitar harmonies they do, which I'm an absolute sucker for that. Just take everything you love about heavy metal and put it into one record. I would say this would be, a very high candidate for that. The weird thing about this, when I knew this record dropped, and I remember seeing it the day it came out, and I knew there was something really, really, really familiar about this logo they have. And I was thinking, I really think I've seen this in a Simpsons episode, like when they go in the Quickie Mart and they've got all the arcade games, back in the back. I could be wrong, but I swear I saw this as an arcade game, this logo. And it's not just because of, the arcade machine on the back. I don't know, maybe it's just one of those Mandela effects or whatever, but I swear I've seen this in a Simpsons episode. And it might just be where it's all pixelated too. I don't know, man, but it's fucking amazing release. I'm digressing into fucking nonsense, but fucking thrashy as fuck, fast as fuck. You've got the speed metal influence. The guitar work is brilliant. Just top to bottom, front to back, a complete fucking metal record. To say I love it is not enough. Just a great fucking release. Go fucking check it out. It was Nuke, self-titled debut. Yeah. And next up, I have probably listened to this one the least, and it's not because I don't hate any of these records in here. It's just I'm really trying to focus on the other things that I've not heard before, and so I've kind of given this just one or two listens, and I've just not put it back on since. Not for lack of trying, though. This is Profanatica, Sickened by Holy Host, and it also has the Grandmaster's Session. So this is, in a way, an expansion of the original Sickened by Holy Host, and to me it's really like a split as well. And what it is just a compilation of demos and shit taken from their, their actual demos. It's just, all it is, it just features more songs, and, you got the alternate art here, so it's really trying to make an emphasis on separating the two. It's not the alternate art, this is, the original Sickened by Holy Host and the Grandmaster Sessions. What it is, they just put them together on one fucking release, which is cool. Originally, the Sickened came with a double LP, and the Grandmaster Session had a vinyl box set, which would have been really cool to have, but, I didn't know a fucking thing about those. There's nothing much else to it. I mean, if you've heard Profanatica, you know what this sounds like. It's just fucking barbaric fucking black metal. Very lacking on the art, but it's simple, but paints a good portrait of what this is. It's a really cool release. And again, I've just not really listened to it all that much, but it's not, again, from lack of trying, but a really cool release for sure. Glad to have this one, and I've noticed this one out for a very long time now. Again, it's just really nice to fucking finally have it. So there's Profanatica, Sickened by Holy Host, and the Grandmaster Sessions. And next, this one is probably my favorite release out of everything I picked up. I absolutely adore this fucking record. It's God damn, what a fucking fantastic release. And I thought this band was fairly new, and I looked them up after I bought this. Come to find out, they've been around a long fucking time. This is actually just their most recent release. Very, very fucking cool. This is Witchtrap. Trap the Witch. Should be Trap the fucking Witch. I think that would put more emphasis on it. This is their 2015 fourth overall full length, I believe. Colombian Black Thrash. Very cool. I think this is, this 2016 reissue. Again, all on Hells Headbangers. Three-piece band, man. And what makes this so cool, it's like Black Thrash with a little bit of New Wave British heavy metal sound. And I love how the artwork kind of, what do you say, kind of shows that style off. It's very old school fucking heavy metal, like you'd see on a Satan album. Really, it's not in the same fucking design, but in the style of artwork, it just reminds me of a Satan album. So very fucking cool there. I love everything about this. Definitely my favorite in this haul. It just really reminds me of like a faster, thrashier Angel Witch, if that makes any sense whatsoever. But it's one of those albums that without hearing anything about it, if you just put it on and the music starts to kick in, you're just like, yes, this is fucking awesome. This is everything I want in fucking metal. And they actually have a tribute song to Lemmy right there. It's just a fucking great release, man. I encourage every one of you to go pick this up. Pick all these things up, but this one for sure if you do nothing else. This one's by far my favorite. That's Witchtrap, Trap the Witch. This next one actually pissed me off a little bit, and it's not because of the release or the band or whatever. It's just my clumsy ass. I listen to most of my stuff out when I'm driving around, and I was getting ready to go somewhere, and picked the CD off the shelf, walked in the living room, dropped it, fucking shattered the jewel case. The CD does not want to stay in it. It's fucking annihilated. But, that being said, it's actually a really fucking kick-ass album. It's an EP, actually. This is Blasphemic Cruelty, Crucible of the Infernum. Features Gene, Palabicki, I always want to fuck that up, from Angel Corpse. And again, it is very Angel Corpse-y, but the way I see it is like it's Angel Corpse without a lot of the blackened sound to it, if that makes any sense whatsoever. It's just more of a stripped down, a little tech death, but mostly just old school death metal type of release. Very fucking cool. Just 3 songs on here, and you also have a cover of The Crippler by Sodom. I know it's a CD, so it's hard to fucking see with all the goddamn reflections. And this is just really what I expected to hear from like Perdition Temple when that one came out. And ironically, that's one of the ones I picked up on the first time I did the 10 for 50, which is kind of funny. But I don't know what it was about Perdition Temple. It just kind of bored me after a while. But this one is one of those releases where each riff leads into the next one, and each time it's like, wow, this is a fucking awesome riff. Holy shit, this one's awesome too. Damn, this one's awesome too. How do they fucking keep writing this? Gene's just has a knack for writing a fucking catchy riff. Great hooks. Just really keeps you interested, keeps you entertained, and keeps you want to listening to more. Just keeps the anticipation building. It's like, damn, this is so good now. What else am I going to fucking hear from it? So just a great little EP. Trying to think when this came out. 2015, I believe. Just really, it's Angel Corpse without all the black and shit. A little bit more techie stuff, but that's what I get from it anyway. Just a little EP. I think they have maybe a full length out and a demo or something. That's about it. But really fucking cool. Blasphemic Cruelty. I always forget. Crucible of the Infernum. Fucking great shit. These next 2 are just ones that I haven't really gotten around to listen to all that much, maybe once or twice. And one of them I just don't really know much to say about. This next one, though, everyone has seen it and heard about it, so there's not much else I could add. But this is Denouncement Pyre, Black Sun Unbound. And I know I use this analogy all the fucking time, but it just reminds me of Latain. Maybe it's just the vocals. I think the guy really sounds like Daniel Erickson. But really, outside of that, it's just really pretty much typical Black Death album. I'm not knocking it by any means whatsoever, so don't get the wrong message. But what I'm saying is it's not anything you haven't heard already. But it's still a very fucking cool album. It's came out last year. It's their 3rd overall full length. Black Death from Australia. And what I thought was cool is they have members from Funerary Pit and Nocturnal Graves. Really love those bands, so that's kind of cool to see them on here as well. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward, like I said. Lots of blasting, double bass, intense guitar work. But you also have all the incorporations of the ominous, cavernous fucking black metal sound. Just a really cool release, man. Again, not anything you haven't heard already, and that could be just where I haven't had the time to listen to this as much as I wanted. But as of right now, that's all I really have to say about it. So, fucking great band, great album. Denouncement Pyre, Black Sun Unbound. And this next one, let me get some fucking water. This next one is one that, for the life of me, I have no idea how to describe it. And again, it could be just where I haven't had enough time to listen to it. It's just one of those records that I just don't know what to say about it. But it's very fucking cool. This is an album I would love to have on vinyl. Anyway, this is Barbarian, Cult of the Empty Grave. It's like speedy black thrash, 3-piece out of fucking, goddamn it, Italy. Third overall full length, came out last year. What's really, really cool is Chagrat from Acid Witch and Shitfucker did the artwork here. You can kind of see his signature, which I didn't notice that the first time I listened to it, so that's really fucking cool to see. Looks really cool on a red jewel case as well. Again, I just don't know what to say about it, really. It's like the styles change so much, and especially like riff to riff. You know, you got the speed elements will turn into black thrash, and the black thrash will have, it'll kind of fade out and go into like some doomier riffs, which is just weird, but not in a bad way. I really fucking love this. I don't know, man. It's just one of those albums that really had to grow on me. Like the first time I listened to it, it was like, it's okay. But every time since then, it's just gotten better and better, and it's eventually going to be one of my favorite releases. It's a really cool, really interesting, lots of fucking conflicting styles going on here, but it meshes all really well. Yeah, just an album that really had to grow on me, but it's, I don't know, it's just a lot going on, a lot to process. It's just hard for me to describe, which I can't describe music for shit anyway, but really fucking cool release. Love this, man. Barbarian, Cult of the Empty Grave. And just looking at that art just makes me want it on vinyl. It's just fucking beautiful. Next, down to the last two. This one is, goddamn, some of the dudes in this fucking band are just really get around with their music. This is Coffin Lust with Manifestation of Inner Darkness. Australian death metal. It's a 2-piece band. Album came out last year. And I'll tell you what, man, Jaro Raphael, who does, I think he does drums and guitars for this band. He's played in all kinds of shit, man. Fucking Nocturnal Graves, Destructor, Destroyer 666. He played with Toxic Holocaust Live, Hobbs Angel of Death, and he has his own one-man project in Pious Baptism, which is really cool. So this dude fucking gets around. But this is an amazing release. What I love about this is it's like, it's death metal without any bass. As far as I'm aware, there's no bass in it. It's all guitars, but it really gives it that hollow sound. It's really got a blackened edge to it. Very much so, actually. Basically, like, take Autopsy and make it sound a little bit more hellish, and I think that's a good description for this project. Yeah, I mean, it's just really stripped down, really lo-fi, apocalyptic, and dirty. And overall, the mid-tempo song structures really give it a very creepy, eerie, ominous vibe. That's just, I love that type of death metal. The stripped down, the lo-fi, the, you know, just dirty, putrid, cheap DIY effect. And again, I've talked about that already, but yeah, that's just what I really love about this. It's a great release. Again, I've not had enough of an occasion to listen to this fully, but yeah, it's a really fucking killer album. Absolutely love this. Coffin Lust, Manifestation of Inner Darkness. And this last one is probably, yeah, this is the oldest one I have in this whole haul. I'll just go ahead and show it. This is Lurking Corpses, Lust for Blood. This originally came out in 2006, and I think this is the 2016 reissue as well. I'll go ahead and tell you right now, I have no knowledge whatsoever of punk. So if I use an example right here that you guys already being familiar with this album would say, oh, that's a horrible, you know, description, just fucking, I don't know fucking shit about punk, and I'll be the first one to admit it. However, what I really love about this, it's one of those albums that it took me a minute to grow. The first time I listened to it, I was like, I really don't like this. I just don't like it. I don't care for it. But the more I listened to it, the more it played, the more I've really grown fond of it. I've had all this shit for about a month, if I haven't said that already. And it's one of those that just, I don't know, just kind of, you grow attached to it after a while. But this is heavy metal, a little bit of thrash, and punk. And what I find interesting about this is they'll alternate the songs. You know, one song will be really thrashy, straight up heavy metal, rocking out, shit. And then they'll turn around with the next song will be a punk song with, clean, punk style vocals. And the analogy I was going to make is really Misfitsy. And that's just being the only punk band I can ever really say I've truly listened to. I don't know, it's really fucking cool to have, the horror aspect to it, and that's probably why I referenced Misfits, and, kind of swap that back and forth with the metal shit. I don't know, man, it's just a really interesting release. I love the costumes, I love their stage presence, everything they do. It's really fucking cool, and again, it's a band that's had to grow on me a little bit, but I'm really getting very, very interested in this band. Would definitely pick up more shit from them for sure. You got song titles like Dead Girl, Into the Crypt, He Kills Night After Night, Caroline's really good, Nun Vomit, Werewolf Queen. It's fucking killer, dudes. Yeah, the best way I can say is just take, your typical straight up, dime a dozen fucking metal band and then add punk to it. It's really, really cool, really interesting to listen to, and a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to drive around and listen to this album. So that's The Lurking Corpses, Lust for Blood. So that's it, you guys. If you have not fucking done this, 10 CDs for $50, I highly encourage you to go over there and check out what they have. I've got so many good releases from doing that. And, dude, you can't beat fucking $5 a CD. So there's really no excuse for you not to go check that out. So I'll leave a link in the description. You can go do that. Just go fucking, it's 50 fucking bucks. You can afford that. If I can afford it, you can afford it. So I'll leave links for all these bands. I'll leave links for Hells Headbangers, so you can go check all that out. You guys can follow me on Facebook and Instagram if you want. Links will be down below. There's also a link to subscribe if you want to do that. I'd really, really appreciate that. And, yeah, sorry to keep you guys waiting. Thank you so very much for watching. Go check all this shit out. Keep supporting extreme fucking metal, motherfuckers.